Okay, so good morning everyone and welcome back in today's class after 1 week off. Okay, so let me take a quick attendance. This is again a ground rule for us. Kunal is not there. Ronald is there. Ankit is there. So I know that it's 1 week is little good time for the break. So take a quick recap on the topics which we covered. Okay, just a 4 or 5 minutes recap will be there, and then we'll go to the ServiceNow core area part. Okay, so we started this batch specifically on the ITSM or the ITL part. We discussed about the ITL4, specifically ITL4. It is not ITL V4, it is ITL4. Please remember that part where we discuss the practices, not the processes. That is another second catch here. Number third point, we discuss about the SVC, that is service values chain is there, that how you can develop, how you can support these things to the customer. And the important point is that co-creation of the value with the help of the service provider plus the customer as well. After that, we have a discussion on the business analyst or the requirement gathering. What are the core activities of a BA? So mainly the core activities of a BA to gather the requirement, to analyze that requirement, to document that requirement, to do the validation or the assessment of that requirement, and finally take the sign off from the customer. And on the top of that, a BA should be know that where he is be sitting in the RASI model, that is responsible, accountable, consulted, or informed. As per the ITL says that for a single activity, always one person is accountable. So that is a thumb rule. Always remember that. Always for any single activity, I'm not saying the complete process. For a single activity, only one person is accountable. So this thing we discuss on that front. After that, we discuss on the ServiceNow part, that what is ServiceNow. Basically, ServiceNow is a SaaS based platform, or I can say the PaaS based as well, because you can build your custom application. Then we discuss about the three type of roles or the three type of licenses which are being majorly used in ServiceNow. Number one is called the end user. It means any person who want to access my ServiceNow portal and don't require any license is called the end user license. Like you, me, guys are using third-party websites or the e-commerce websites for ordering anything, for booking anything. We are the end user for that particular website because we are just able to make our requirement. We are able to make our request. We can raise the incident. We can use the knowledge base in that particular portal, but we cannot move the incident, change, problem, request from one state to the another state. That is the first type of license or the user which we discuss in the in this particular class. After that, we discuss on the approver part. That approver is one of the major role which has been played in ServiceNow area. Suppose I raise a request and that request need to be approved by Ronald or the Virender. It means both of them should have a approver license on the place. If they don't have a license, they cannot approve the request. Okay, and at last we see one very important rule or the license called the ITL rule or ITL license. Any user who want to update, who want to move, who want to resolve any kind of a incident, change, problem, request, or knowledge article, he or she need the ITL license. This is again a paid license. Number one, it's very clear. This is again a paid license along with the approval license, also paid one. Okay. If any user has a ITL role, he can do any kind of not also not any kind, basically he can do a kind of modification in any of the incident, change, problem, request, or the knowledge. He can see the CMDB data, but he cannot update the CMDB data. He can create the report, but he cannot do the report admin part. Means kind of a modification or something like that. Okay. After this, we discuss about the ServiceNow architecture, that how ServiceNow architecture has been defined. Let me see if I can open that. Say batch 4 for a quick one. Okay. Then in the architecture, we discuss about ServiceNow follow the what I can say multi-instance architecture. It means my instance, if goes down, it will not impact anything on the Ronald instance or the Surya instance or the Virender instance until unless or at the last they are sharing the common hardware available in the ServiceNow data center. That is the one important point which we discuss in the this part. And this is the beauty of ServiceNow, which help you to win the what I can say deals from the customer, because customer is always worried that if your instance goes down, what happened to my instance? So in that case, we can say that if my instance goes down, it will not impact anything on the your instance. Let me see, find out that document or this part. Okay, this one, yeah. So this one we discuss a quick recap. Okay, so this is the multi-instance. There is it's called the multi-instance architecture. There's a no relationship between these two. You can see here, though no app nodes also related, no database also related. So that is the first beauty of ServiceNow. After that, we see that how ServiceNow data centers has been defined or the structured specifically. So let me do this part. Okay. So as of now, ServiceNow having total 11 data center pairs with the 10 support data centers. So you can see blue and red are there. We have one support data center in India as well. So they are so much tightly, or I can say closely interrelated, that the failover is within the minimum seconds it can be taken care. The only point which have to be remembered that as of now, data centers has been settled down in Asia, Australia, Europe, North America, and the South America. Why this point is important? Because when we go for the consulting perspective, this is the first question asked by customer to us. So where is your data center? I'd give you one example. Recently, one of my friend reached out to me. He says that we are in the deal of one of the thing, and customer requirements is that I'll use ServiceNow only when you assure me that ServiceNow data center in India as well. So he reached out to me, Atul, do you have any idea on that part? So I told him, in India, definitely we have a data center, but that is the secondary, not the primary. It means you cannot host the ServiceNow instance directly on this data center. In this case, what is the option for the customer? Because no company want to lose any customer. So I said we can maybe go for the on-premises as well. This is again my input, my experience. But to get this confirmation for the on-premises or any workaround available, we need to be reach out to the ServiceNow sales team. Only then you can confirm to the customer. So these many things are the blocker for a customer to go on the ServiceNow. As I told in my previous experience, one of my Germany customer delayed the go live for the 2 months because they want their instance should be hosted in that Germany area only, not in any other country. So we wait for this update from the ServiceNow, and finally they went live on this area. Now after that, we discuss about the transfer and the failover, and this concept is called the AHA, Advanced High Availability Architecture. Means the moment the failover, we call the term which we use in our IT industry is called the disaster recovery, DR sites. You can see here within less than 2 minutes the failover will be happen automatically in the data center too. Means if your primary data centers goes down, in the 2 minutes you will be moved to the secondary data center, and every nodes, every database are the interrelated. It means you are still getting the live data on the primary, on the secondary data center as well. So this is the another beauty which you can tell to the customer. Okay, then we go for the backup and the recovery. Yes, backup has been taken by ServiceNow, differential backup taken every 24 hours, and full backup has been taken every 7 days and retained for the 28 days. These are the standard terms or standard days has been defined by ServiceNow. Not sure that how much modification can be possible, because again, when we provide a service to a, suppose a banking customer or any legal customer is there or any financial customer is there, they says no, Atul, I want backup should be done after 12 hours, every 12 hours. They have a requirement, they have a contract like this. So in these cases, you have to be, or we have to be reach out to the ServiceNow team to get these things updated in the terms and condition or in the NDA or in the agreement or the sales agreement. Only then it can be taken care. The good point is that all this backup is automatic. And another point is which very Few people know this thing, that regular automated tests run to ensure the quality of backup. Means suppose ServiceNow take backup of your instance now. Okay, after that they have some test scripts which run on your backup just to make sure that backup has been taken correctly or not. If not, then they report the remediation to the backup team as well. So suppose, let's say example, I copy pasted few of the songs from my mobile phone to my laptop. Okay, I said it's copy, but when I actually play that file or play that song, it is not working for me. After 2 hours, I come to know this thing. So to remove this kind of gap, ServiceNow say as soon as your backup has been done, I have few automated tests run. Nobody knows this thing until unless you go for a deal with the ServiceNow on this area. In your sales agreement, you can ask that how many test cases will be run. What is the result for the test cases? Will you share the results to me or not as a service provider? So all these things will be taken care in the this particular area. And after that, we pick up our the last topic is called the ServiceNow capabilities. Okay, this recap is little required so that we can go in the complete line of things. Okay, so in this picture, this is the master picture which I can see because I was for some other workshop as well in the last week, and I met one of the guy in the of the ServiceNow as well. They also using the same picture as of now. It means this is the latest picture which we have in our buckets as of now. Okay, so to interact with the ServiceNow platform, ServiceNow give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ways to do that. But number one is called the conversations. Means with the virtual agent, you can interact with the tool. With the mobile app, you can do. With the service portal, you can do. With the workspaces, you can do. With the web services kind of integration, you can do. And at last, the notification. You send any email to ServiceNow, your incident will be created automatically. That is the first level. Second level, I come here that these are the legacy of the ServiceNow. These one means these are the products which has been developed by ServiceNow only to to support to the other processes. So like we have again 6 or 7 categories here. Workflow is one of the thing. Like any what I can say record in ServiceNow is working. Like when I click on the publish knowledge article, how it get published. When I click on the review knowledge article, how it get reviewed to go to Ronald or the Surya or Ankit, how this can be taken. This is the workflow has been defined here. Then machine learning is one of the important part they have introduced here with the predictive intelligence and the reporting. User experience. What experience you can give to the user so that he will be happy in the service now. Then CMDB, CSDM model, knowledge management, service catalog will become in the reusable this part. Your compliance, your encryptions, your privacies kept in the security part. And finally, it is a configuration part. Changes in the form level, subscription level, you can take on this part. At the third point, now ServiceNow is building the products, specific products for the industry specific as well. Yesterday I was reading one post on the LinkedIn where that person says that ServiceNow building these products very quickly. And now the question comes for the other tools. What will happen to other tools? SAP, CRM, Jira, BMC Remedy, Servidesk. What will happen if by the way ServiceNow is growing in the market? That is a question, but people put a different thoughts on the top of that, which is good to be know. Okay, so now you can see that financial services is one of the product ServiceNow launch. For the telecom providers or the telecom industry specifically, they have a complete process, and this complete they have a complete product here. This product is basically to work for their network part, to work for their, like if I take example of the Vodafone, I give you one example on this telecom part. I was reading this product information. So this particular product has been developed by Accenture with the collaboration of the ServiceNow. But two major stakeholders for this product is British Telecom and the Vodafone. They both come together, they give their input to the ServiceNow that what product they want in the actual. They give their inputs, ServiceNow give this project to the Accenture, and with this 4 parties collaboration, they come up with this particular product. So this is the history for this particular thing. This is good to know, and these things are easily available on the ServiceNow website as well. Okay, now I come to the actual area, this part. ServiceNow give me 4 type of workflows: IT, employee, customer, and the creator. IT means everything which is related to your IT part. It can be infra, it can be security, it can be risk management, it can be governance, it can be compliance, it can be asset, it can be software, it can be change request problem. Want to know for your IT part, this is the core area. These are the products, these are the modules available. If you remember, there are more than 300 plus module available. Maybe you can go to that link again and you can see that part. Then it comes to the employee workflow. Now let's take example. Ronald say, Atul, I'm happy with the IT. What about my employees? I have a HR, I have a HR, senior HR, I have a talent acquisition team, I have a recruitment team as well. What to do? What process I can follow? So ServiceNow says, don't worry, boss. I'm here to support your employees as well. So in this, ServiceNow have a 3 major areas. HRSD, HR service delivery, means from the kickoff of the candidate initial, what I can say, screening till the onboarding of the employee on the company. You can track everything in this HRSD. Safe place they introduced during this COVID time period. Your contact tracking. Suppose you want to go to the company now. Maybe your company say, okay, come to the office for 1 day or 2 days. You need to fill some survey. So many companies are using this ServiceNow tool only for this survey. PPE kit requirement, your workstation allocation, all the things taken care here. And at last, workplace service delivery. Like I want to book a meeting room, you can use this option as well here. So you can activate this plugin and then you can utilize at your end. Now the third point come for the customer workflow. IT done. Now I need a business, and to get a business I need a customer base, and I need to provide the service to the customer. So in this workflow, ServiceNow mainly follow the 2 fundamentals: B2B and B2C, means business to business and business to customer. In this, they have a CSM is one of the things. We will discuss this module in detail approximately after 20-25 days. Okay, where when you provide the services to the customer, like take example, I purchase an iPhone from a Apple store. Okay, now I'm facing some issue where I can go and log a request. I can use CSM portal from the provided by the Apple. Okay, but your company has given an insurance to you. You also working in a company, and the company from where you are getting the insurance is also a business only. That is the B2B. So suppose if I want to update my insurance plan, you will call that customer and say, hey, my name is Ronald. I'm calling from company XYZ. Yes, sir. Thank you so much for calling. Your company has registered with us. Let us know your inputs to proceed further. This is the CSM part here. I'll not go in the depth. I'll discuss in detail. Field service management in simple and short meaning is that basically those people who work on the ground is called the FSM part specifically. The person who is coming at your home to check your refrigerator, to check your TV, to give you a demo of the new refrigerator or the AC is basically field service management. These guys are not bothered about the system. They're only required one mobile phone, and on the mobile phone they get each and everything to be worked upon. So this go here, and at last it go for the creator workflow. It means if you want to create your own application, then you can use the creator workflow as well. So in this case, basically, if you come here, it means you are going to be use it as a PaaS, platform as a service, because you are going to build your own application on the top of that. Plus here ServiceNow give me an integration hub. Earlier, approximately 2 or 3 years back, if you want to integrate ServiceNow with the Teams or ServiceNow with some other tool, you have to be write your APIs from the scratch. But now this is not the case. A lot of APIs ServiceNow providing inbuilt. Just configure the endpoints and your work has been done. So this is the recap which we done in the last 4 days. Before I move further, any doubt, any question till this point? Let me come here. Kunal, Ronald, Virendra, Surya, Ankit, any doubt, any clarification you need till this point?
No, nothing from my side.
All right, thank you.
Okay, now I'll go to the next 2 slides, which is important to be understand. And why I put it this, because this is one of the interview question has been asked to me in one of the panel. Okay, now there are the 3 major terms: feature, patch, and hotfix. Okay, feature means specifically when you're introducing something new in that particular release is a feature. Okay, because that the person who asked the interview, he did not ask about the feature, he asked about the what is the difference between patch and the hotfix. We all are from the IT, specifically from the infrastructure part. I know that Virendra is there from completely infra part, Ronald is there, Ankit is there. So these things get confused in our mind. So what is a patch? Basically, patch means that you are fixing any existing problem. And as per this slide, I pick up from the ServiceNow only. This is not my handwritten. This is from the ServiceNow only. And as per ServiceNow, when they putting the patch, they are not introducing any new feature. Remember, don't be confused कि patch है तो नया feature आएगा. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. In the patch, they are fixing the existing problem only. Then what is the hotfix? Hotfix means that something has been break and you need a fix immediately. Like अगर मेरे घर में guest आए हुए हैं, okay, there's a guest at my home and my gas stove is over. What is a hotfix? Immediately put the induction. That can be a hotfix for me. Okay, so support existing functionality with a specific problem. See, it is a collection, it is a specific problem. Okay, so that is a one thing have to be there. May or may not include any previous fixes. Possibly, maybe you are fixing a new problem or you are fixing an old problem. And definitely it is not including any new feature. That is the point. So these things remember, because this can be also asked in the interview. I'll tell you this thing, that why I put it these words here. When I log into the ServiceNow, I'll show you that what is the importance of these words or these terms here. Now, last point. Again, from the interview perspective, it is important to be understand, and generally people get confused here. What is upgrade and what is update? Okay, let me come here. Question answer. Yes, Ronald. What do you think? What is upgrade and what is update in the layman example? Don't go for the ServiceNow.
Upgrade is when you upgrade from one version to the other. And okay. Update is in the same version, you update some features to a next version of those features.
Okay, we have an app store. On the app store, I have a lot of application installed, and I get an option update all. Right? It is an update. It is upgrade.
It's update.
Why not upgrade?
Upgrade is when you upgrade perhaps the OS.
Okay, Ankit, what do you say? It is upgrade or update?
The mobile apps, right?
Yes.
Mobile apps have they only add some features. If there is an upgrade, probably they'll enhance their name, nomenclature, or any massive thing that impacts the business impact or the financial as well. If they enhance or probably add in a feature, that's purely an update.
Okay, great. So now in ServiceNow, it is important to be understand, because ServiceNow basically uses the family. Let me go a little back here. This one, maybe when it is a sample for you. Okay, I gave you one question. What are the releases before SPN? I told you, please find out. Tell me how many releases before SPN was there. Kunal.
Yeah.
How many releases ServiceNow done before 2011?
2011 before, I remember that around 4 around.
Okay, what are the names?
Oh, that was like the other names is a Winter.
Okay, only 4 or more than that?
Not much actually read it.
Okay.
But yeah, I just said that.
Surya, how many releases before SPN?
Yeah, actually I didn't refer.
Surya, your voice is very low. I guess you're speaking very far from your mic.
Audible now.
Yes, now audible. Tell me.
I haven't referred actually.
Okay, Ankit.
No, probably Berlin are the one that I know, but before that, not aware of that.
Before that. This was the homework, right? Ronald.
Yeah, it was in based on various seasons. Summer, fall, winter, spring. So
only winter or spring or some other things as well?
No, summer, fall, winter, spring.
Okay.
So every year based on the seasons, it was released.
Okay. So approximately from the 2007, ServiceNow started the releases in the form of the seasons only. Winter, spring, autumn, summer, like this. Until 2010, they go approximately, if I take an average for the 4, so 12 releases they done before that. But SPN was the major release for them, where they introduce a lot of new things with a complete new interface as well. Okay, so from SPN 2011, we are on the Rome as well. It is not coming soon now. It is already done. It is October. Okay, and I guess Ankit shared one screenshot as well on the group that what are the coming releases as well. So I'll add that as well. So now what is the upgrade here? When you're moving from SPN to Berlin, this is upgrade.
Right.
When you're moving from Cubic to Rome, this is upgrade. But if you are moving or you are updating Medit patch 4 or Medit patch 3 to Medit patch 4, it is a update. It is in the same family. Like I take example of the girl. When girl get married, she's upgrading her family. She's changing her last name. But when that girl become mother, mami, chachi, masi, bua, then she's updating herself because now she belongs to one family only and she's updating her designation in that family. So this is also important because this question is important from the certification perspective, plus this is important from the interview perspective as well. Okay, and this can be asked by at any point of time, either in a consultant or as a developer. Plus, you can use this term in your consulting during the RFPs as well, because now with this pattern, if you see here, ServiceNow is releasing ServiceNow doing the 2 major releases in every year. So they're upgrading the system one by one as well. So that is the important point for us to be understand here. Okay, now I come to the actual point. Let me come here. Okay, so this is my ServiceNow instance. Okay, one another point which is good in ServiceNow is that ServiceNow allow every user to take his or her own instance and can do the R&D on that part. Okay, I'll put a disclaimer here specifically that this instance has been given for the development research purpose, that if you want to do new development or you want to learn ServiceNow, you can use the ServiceNow instance. Now the question comes, Atul, how we can take the instance? I know already you have instances, but you already have your instances, but I can give you a little quick check on that part. Where is that? Because this is my previous videos as well, so I done these things. Okay, now I'll go here. If I get that will be good. Huh. No, this is not that one. 7 hours. This one. Okay. So how you can take your personal instance specifically, you have to go into this thing, http signonservicenow.com. Okay, one thing let me clarify here, guys. If you want, you can take your own instance, and I recommend for you to take at least one instance at your end. Okay. Second point is that if you take the instance and you are not using it more than 10 days, ServiceNow will take it back from you. That is the second point. Third point, if you did not use your instance within 24 hours, at least did not log in, it will go in the hibernate mode. So you have to wake up your instance every time so that you can use that point. Okay. Now the fourth point, why I recommend everyone to take the instance, because when you take the instance, I will use your instance for the some demo classes as well. Okay, that is the reason. But I personally recommend we will use my instance so that in case when you're doing any hands-on, you're facing some issue, you just tell me, Atul, I'm facing this issue, and I can log in on my instance and I check everything at my end without asking you the username and password of your instance. So by two ways, we generally prefer few of the exercise you have to do in your own instance. Rest of the exercise we will do in my own instance. I'll create your username. I'll tell you how to create a user and the password, and then you will do at your end. But today we'll discuss how you can take the personal instance. So you can go here, anyone can take this instance. You can go to the https signonservicenow.com. You have to fill the registration form like this. First name. Okay, one more thing. Try to use your personal email ID. Don't use your official email ID here, because maybe if you change the company and your instance is maybe in the hibernate mode, or it is be some OTP will be there, then you cannot access that link. So better use your personal email ID to get this instance, so that you can use this or update this instance at any point of time with the given email ID. Okay. Once you've done that part, you click on the sign up, you get an email as well. Okay. And you will get a like this. This one. When you click on this, it will verify your email ID. That is the number one point. After verifying this part, then you will be moved to the ServiceNow developer site. Let me show you here. Developer.servicenow.com, because I already have my instance. Okay. Let it be open for quickly. Okay. Okay. So it will not ask me for the username or the password, because I already have a ID there. Okay, let me sign in. Very slow. My net is very slow, I guess. Let me go here. Okay. So once you've done that part, you will getting an option like this. We are going on this particular phase now. Because I already have access my username password, so I'm logging directly to the developer.website. But when you create your ID, you will be landing to this particular screen, and after that, what you have to do, you can go on your username here. This one. Okay, click here. Okay, so like this, the page will be open. Let it be open quickly. Wait, it's loaded. Okay, you can go here and you will get an option called the request instance. Either you get option here only, or you'll get option here only. Why I'm getting upgrade? Because I already have a instance. So you will get a request instance like this. Okay. Now when you click on the request instance, you will be getting an option like this. Suppose it is a request instance, you will getting a 1, 2. Maybe you will getting a Rome or some other version as well. Click on the Rome here. When you click on the Rome, click on the request instance. It will take 5 or 7 minutes max. Once you've done that part, you will be getting an option like this. Like this, there's a link will become like I have a link like this. So you will be getting a link like this, starting with the dev and some 5 or 6 digit number will be there. You will be getting a username password as well. Okay, now they introduce this thing as well, manage password like this. Okay, so you will be getting like this: instance name, instance URL, username, and the password. By default, username is the admin only. Okay, you will get a password like this for the admin. You can log in with this password. That is the first point you have to do when you get the instance. Any doubt till this point?
Yes, I think just
yes,
check. This instance you said, is taken back if there is no activity for 10 days. Now, supposing if we worked something in that instance, 10 days we didn't access it, and then it is gone back into the pool. When we raise an instance again, it will be the same one, or it will be a whole new one?
So now ServiceNow provided a new functionality as well, and that is called the backup.
Okay.
Okay, suppose because I'm not getting this option, my instance is active. Once my instance is gone, and one more thing, you will be getting an email as well, reminder email as well on your email ID.
Okay, good.
So suppose due to some reason I'm not able to access the instance, I've done a lot of R&D there, then you can reclaim as well. Okay, but reclaiming will take some time, 8 to 10 hours. That is a standard time ServiceNow says. Okay, you can reclaim, but people, I read some feedback on the committee as well. People say it is very hectic process to get a reclaiming of any previous instance. Okay, better log in every time, and at least minimum you create one user account there, so that it should be active. Okay, so these things have to be do. And when you are taking your instance, it is important, which ServiceNow introduced just now, click on the change user role. Okay, and take as an admin. Don't take as a studio wala.
Okay.
Take as admin. Studio means that you are going to do a custom application now, and you will not get the option for the admin. We'll take an admin so that we can get both the options here.
Right. Okay.
Okay, that is a difference here.
Sounds good.
Like if you want to release your instance, click here and release. Now I'm not going to be used. You can do that part. You want to use the manage email properties, something that email sending or receiving instance related emails, you can make it on and off as well.
Right.
Okay, these are the things will be there. Reset and the wipe. Like I give an example here. In my every class, I do the reset as well, because if you see here, I have a lot of things available. These things will not available for you because this is the domain separation. I'll tell you, but later on. Okay, so to avoid any confusion, I reset my instance as well. But this time I'm not doing the resetting because it's already done a lot of things there. So I'll not reset. Reset means I am going to the factory mode. Like in mobile phone, we have a factory reset, right? So the same thing happen here. If I click on this reset, it will keep the same name, but it will remove all the customization, all the demo, all the data which I created. Okay, so you can do if you required, otherwise we can leave as it is as of now. Okay. So once you done this part, you will be able to log in this particular instance. So when you log in first time, you will getting an option like this. Let me remove all these things from the top. Just to this thing. You will get domain. Sorry. Let me remove like this. Okay. So you will be getting a page like this. Okay. A home page will be there, a good home page, because I changed already my home page. So a good home page will be there, something like this will be available for you. Okay. This is called the ServiceNow native view. Very typical point, because when we work in the industry, when we work with the ServiceNow guys, specifically with the development team, many people has a many different names for this particular page. Or this, and not the page, particular view. Someone say this is a native view. Someone say this is a ITL view. Someone say this is an agent view. So multiple terms are there. So you have to be remember that if I say native view, okay, Atul is talking about this particular screen. Let me show you like this. Okay, now I open the service portal. This is my end user view, I can say, or the service portal view. When this page will be open, it's take little time to be open here. Okay, but this is my native view. Don't be confused with this, because if when I say the ITL license, if you have the ITL role, if you have the ITL license, then you will be able to see page like this. Okay, if you don't have an ITL license, let me go and show you something here. Okay, it is just example. We'll discuss these things in coming days now. Okay, if you don't have an ITL license, you can still see the native view, but with the limited options only. You can see here. Very limited options will be there here. Okay, so this is the purpose, or this is the, what I can say, differentiation between the ITL role and the end user role. Same things will be available to the end user, but with the limited option. If I go here, click on the end impersonation. Okay. Now the point come, because these are the very basic things. Oh, okay. Before that, let me go here. Any doubt till this point, so that I can kick off the next topic here. This one.
Just one question that I had.
Yes, one.
Was that end user? I understood end user view.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that when end user types in that location, it takes it to the service portal directly instead of ServiceNow.
Right.
So when
these are the settings. Sorry, I missed out your words. I guess I was speaking in parallelly.
No, I was just wondering that. I mean, can they still access this ServiceNow page? And
they can.
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing. This is not a recommendation that an end user should access the native view. You are an end user for the Amazon website, right? Or the Flipkart or the Home Center something.
Right.
Will you be happy to see this page, or will you be happy to see this page?
The service portal page.
Definitely. Correct. Because why should I tell you which tool I am using here?
Correct.
If you are telling a end user that you have this page as well, it means you are what I can say, doing the publicity of your tool. You're doing the publicity of your technology. That is not a good practice. That is not a good mark on your side. A company should be work in such a manner that his user never should able to know that which product I'm using in the background.
Okay.
Like the example of Amazon, Flipkart. We are using the service portal. We are using the website. We are using the app. Do we know that which tool they're using in the background? We don't know. Maybe ServiceNow only. Maybe, and may not be. Right? So never a company want to show his customer that what tool I'm using in the background.
Okay.
That is the purpose.
So that is, I mean, that's configurable based on a setting, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yes, you by default ServiceNow have a setting that if any end user login, it will go to the portal page only.
Okay.
And that is the reason when we go for the end user training specifically, or the UATs part, I always give a user like this. Okay, boss/sp is your link. I never tell that you have a flexibility like this as well.
Right.
Okay, so that is the way. Okay, now we'll come to the topic here. So PDI we done. You take your PDIs today. Okay, and tomorrow maybe I will use one of the PDI as well. Okay. Now a little bit on this particular area. This complete screen from here till here, it has a 3 major sections. On the top is called the banner frame, जहां पर अपने दुकान की पब्लिसिटी होती है. वेरी सिंपल सी बात है. ये पब्लिसिटी स्टंट है सारा का सारा यहाँ पर. Okay. दिस इज द एप्लीकेशन नेविगेटर, जहां पर आप सर्च करते हो आपको चाहिए क्या, what you want actually, what you want to see, what module you want to see. I want to see the home. Now the question come where you want to see this, from this to this is called the from this, yahan se shuru hoke yahan tak, sorry, from here till here, this is called the context menu, sorry content frame, not the context, it is a content frame. Banner frame, ये यहाँ से जो ये पूरा ये बॉर्डर हो रहा है यहाँ से, कंटेंट फ्रेम एंड द एप्लीकेशन नेविगेटर. Okay, now on the banner frame I'll discuss these three sections one by one. Okay, maybe you feel, Atul, this is not required for me, but these are the quick wins for you in front of your customer. See, I guess we had a discussion that, Atul, being a consultant, what should I know? Being a consultant, you should know these options very clearly so that you can tell the customer. If customer say, boss, suppose, like, I give you an example. Let me go here, my request. Okay. Being a consultant, these things I learned from experience. Let me take this. Let me reload this page. Oops. Okay. Sometimes don't know what network issue or something is there. Okay. So now let's take example. I'll open one. This thing. You are saying something, Ronald?
No, Atul, I was on mute actually. I didn't say anything.
Okay. Let me open this incident. Taking a lot of time. Definitely my internet is slow today. Or let me go like this. Okay. So now the question come as a customer perspective. Hey, Mr. Ronald, I'm on this page. I want to see my dashboard. Ronald says, no problem, sir. What you can do, you can go here, search for the home and click on the home. You will get this option here. Not sure it's taking little time for me. Okay, then you click on this. You will search for the navigator home and you can open the home page. Ronald customer is not happy. Boss, come on. I need to see the dashboard. I need to do a lot of things here. If you are a good consultant, your first answer will be, okay, sir, click on your page here, this icon. You will be in the home page only. That is the reason these kind of consulting, these are kind of tips and tricks are required for you. Your customer says, can I change these words here? Yes, you can change. You can put your company name. You can put your company logo as well. Okay, we will see that where or in which section we can go and make changes in this area. Okay, so this is on the banner frame part. Now let me go on this part. Okay, this is called the gear icon or the setting button. ServiceNow beauty is that, let's take example. In the earlier days, approximately 5 or 7 years back or 10 years back, when we purchased the new desktop in our home. Okay, so I create the 5 accounts, one for me, one for my father, one for my sister, so that they should log in the desktop by their own ID. Maybe I have some confidential data or something which I don't want to show to them. Okay, in this case, what happened? My sister logged into the desktop and she want to change the theme of the desktop. She can change, and that theme will not impact my profile. The same thing available in ServiceNow as well. I click on the gear icon and I go to the theme section. Okay, and these are the themes available in ServiceNow. The beauty of this particular option is that if I change a theme for learn and grow user, it will not change for any other user. Let me make a change of the dark now. Okay. And let me reload this. I'm sure that my connection is very slow today. Need to be C. Okay, it is not the case like this. I get a page. Sorry guys, something is going wrong with my connection.
Well, you can use the other instance if it's possible.
I can use, but it is not the instance. It is my connection only. Because it is not the down from the ServiceNow side. It is down from my side only. See, even my Chrome is not responding now. Maybe if someone has an instance or can share the screen, I can just guide quickly. Okay, it's open now. Okay, fine. I'll see my net connection now. See, it's 0. Okay, now I'll go here and go to themes. Okay. And let me make a change in the theme here. Come on. I done some settings in the last week, and now that setting is getting a problem for me. See, again, it's gone. Come on. Okay. Okay, in the meantime, I'll come here. Let me show you the other things here. Okay. Now, if you want to see anything on the help side, you can click on this icon and you can search for the documentation here, like this search documentation. Okay. So if you want to know about any product of ServiceNow, you want to know any module of ServiceNow, so this user helpline is available here. Generally, from my experience, I saw that people are not using this option very much because people prefer to use the Google instead of using this particular option here. Okay, I click here, it will be go down. Okay, now this one. This is called the Connect sidebar. A very good option. I'm waiting for my net connection to be stable now, so that I can show you. Okay, it's back good. Let me show this thing first. Okay, now let me change the dark now. Okay, and now you can see complete background has been changed. Now if I impersonate as an end user, this theme will not apply on end user now. And this is the beauty of ServiceNow. I'll tell you why I change a theme here. I give you one example. Okay. So now you can see this theme is not applicable for that particular end user, which is I applied on my side. Okay. Now the question comes, Atul, why this theme option is available in ServiceNow? Anyone has any idea? Ronald, what do you think? Why ServiceNow give me a theme option here?
I think just to customize based on your likes and preferences, individual likes and preferences.
Wait, wrong word, customization. It's a configuration, not
configuration. Right, correct. Configuration.
Okay. What other reason? Think from the IT perspective. Think from the day-to-day operational perspective now.
Yes,
Ankit.
So all other instances have same kind of theme, so we can't differentiate the lower instance and the production instance.
Right. When you say all the instances need to be clarified, we are specifically talking about the 3 or 4 different instances: dev, UAT, test, and the production. And this is the correct answer here, because being a developer, sometimes see when you're busy in your work, you don't know that what instance you're logging. It's a dev, it's a test, it's a production, or which one is there. You start working on the same part. So ServiceNow says, boss, do one thing. If you want to work on the dev, change the theme of the dev here and write on the bold dev instance. I cannot show you my official instance, but we have this functionality. When you're working on the test instance, change the theme and put in the bold test instance. When you're in the production instance, change the theme, but put only your company name here because you cannot put as a production system here, right? It will be used by multiple people. This is the one reason. Second, being a user, if I'm not happy with this color or have some color issues, then I can make a change here. Personal choice is also there. But the main motto is to differentiate between the different instances is the first motto of keeping this themes here. OK, now the second point come here. Connect sidebar. In our IT industry, in our company, when I want to connect with Ronald or Virendra or Surya or Kunal or Ankit, I open the Teams and search for the name and click hi. Done. Fine. But if I want to interact with the user who is using my service now, and I don't have any other communication way to him, I can use the sidebar here. Like this. Suppose I want to interact with the user called the end user. So I can go, I can put as an end user here. This one. OK. Let's say I'm logging as a learn and grow. I put it a message here. Hello, Mr. XY. Now what I will do, I will impersonate to the end user. End user, this one. OK, now when I log in, impersonate as an end user. OK. Oh my goodness. Definitely my internet connection will be causing an issue now. Come on.
Just one thing, Atul, for the instance that we have that we create from ServiceNow. For this particular instance, let's suppose dev xxx.servicenow.com. Do we have a lower instances for this particular instance?
No.
We can't create it.
These are the
PDIs won't have the lower instances.
You will get only one instance.
OK.
Correct. And the reason I said you also take the PDI because when we do the update set movements, then I use your PDI as well. I'll try to put ServiceNow to ServiceNow integration as well. Then I need your PDI as well. OK, so now I'll go here and see any chat is there. OK, it's I guess that is not delivered here. Let me click here and go for this. And grow. After this class, I'll check my net connection first of all. Yep, it's going now. OK. Access can be restricted only custom applications. OK, no problem. Something goes wrong or what? Now let me end impersonation here and see. The only thing is there, which is important to be tell that you can interact with your customers. You can interact with any other person in the same window as well. But this option is not widely used in the industry as of now. From the last 3 to 4 years to customer I'm serving, I never see that someone is using this on the very high part.
Yeah,
now you
sad.
can see. That is sad, but actually it is a good option if I say. So now you can see it is showing the hello here. Now, thanks. So this message will be appear in that side as well. So by this way, we use this chat option. OK. Now I come to this part. This is called the global search. OK. And now it is a homework for you. ServiceNow using a specific technique, specific algorithm specific method for this kind of search that you have to find out. It is a 4 words term. I'm again repeating my question. ServiceNow using a technique or a method or a technology or a algorithm for the global search. What is that technique? You have to find out. Google it, you will find it very easily. But the thing is that what is the purpose of this global search? As the name indicate, it is a global search. Suppose I want to search a word called the learn. Oops. Feeling sad, yeah. My net connection. I'll call this connection guy today.
I guess the perfect time to have net connection issues on Monday.
Yes, and after the holidays. That is the problem. Okay, let's do one thing. Let me close the call here only. Okay, we'll check with my net connection today and we'll get it fixed. Now, few things which is required for you to be understand here or to be do the homework part. Okay, number 1, take your PDIs. That is the important part. Okay, then after taking the PDIs, try to do some R&D on the banner frame part. Try to find out from where these logos are coming, from where these names are coming. Try to find out that things and do some R&D on the setting buttons here. It will give you a little more confidence about the tool because tomorrow class will be totally still on the same part only. That what is available in ServiceNow for any kind of a user. It can be a, what can I say? It can be developer, it can be admin, it can be consultant. So try to find out from where these things are coming. 1, 2, and do some R&D on this part. Change these options and you will get some results. Okay, and find out the answer of this global search part. Okay. Any doubt, any question?
Just one request, Atul,
Yes, yes,
if possible, please. Will you be able to type this in the chat?
Okay, I'll put on the WhatsApp group.
Yeah. Either way, anyway.
Okay. I'll put there. No problem. I'll put there. Okay. Anyone? Any other doubt? Question? Virendra, Surya, Kunal, Ankit.
All good.
Okay, Surya, Kunal.
No, Atul, I'm good.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Probably
so
have a question, but that
Yes,
may be
yes.
answered in future classes. So,
No problem. Keep it for 1 or 2 days. If you're not able to find out the answer, then you can ask. Okay.
Hey, one question, Atul. Sorry.
Yes,
I had forgotten. I know you told me that banner, everything gets changed.
Right.
Even when we change that banner logo, right, and you put the company's logo, will it still retain the functionality of that? When you click on it, it will take you to the homepage.
Yes.
Okay.
These are called the out of the box configurations.
Okay.
And the point is that it is tough to identify that where this code has been written.
Right.
That is when people always recommend that don't change anything in the out of the box file because it is a lot of codes available. Even nobody know that from where the which things are coming up. If you want to make any changes, copy it and then make a change, but don't change in the out of the box.
Okay.
Okay. That is the thing.
Jing is the answer, right? Jing.
That you have to find out, and that is for tomorrow, not for today.
Okay.
Okay. So let me stop the recording here, guys.